Hey Griffins, spring break is almost here and we've got an exciting episode to help you get ready.
Yep, whether you're going somewhere fun, picking up a new hobby, or just catching up on sleep, everyone has a story to tell.
And today we're sharing awesome ways to make your spring break unforgettable. But first, let's check out highlights from Odyssey's open house. A huge shout out to all the families who came to open house last week. The comments at Discovery were buzzing. Over 290 people showed up to see what Odyssey is all about. Students led the way, showing off their projects and sharing what we've been learning. Everyone was confident and proud. Odd Cafe was serving out snacks and drinks, which made it feel like a real celebration. Big thanks to our student hosts, teachers, and everyone who made the night awesome.
Time for the joke of the day. Why did the kid bring a ladder to school? 'Cause he wanted to go to high school. That was a fun one. Okay, Griffin, stay tuned and I'll see you soon.
Our second annual Toys for Miles toy drive is happening now, and it's something really special. This is a student-led project inspired by one of our own who received toys while back staying at Doran Becker's Children's Hospital and wanted to give back. We're collecting new, unused toys like puzzles, coloring books, action figures, or anything that can bring a smile. Donations are open through March 28th and can be dropped off in the bin near Miss Kira at the office. Let's help make a tough time a little brighter for someone else.
Our 6th graders just finished up reading A Wrinkle in Time. Do you remember reading that story in 6th grade?
How could I forget Mrs. Whatsit, Mrs. Who, and Mrs. Which? They're the ultimate dream team of weird, wise, and wacky. But why don't you remind our viewers about the story?
A Wrinkle in Time is a Newbery Award-winning novel about Meg and her little brother, Charles Wallace. They go on a wild adventure to rescue their dad, a scientist who vanished while working on time travel. There's space travel, strange creatures, and a creepy villain called It.
Sounds epic. And 6th graders, if you still have your book, make sure to return it before break. Books not turned in by March 28th will be marked lost.
And lost books mean library fines. So check your backpack, your cubby, under your bed, and in the car. Anywhere where a book might be hiding.
Want to help the planet and support a cool project? Come to the Native Plant Sale on March 26th from 12 to 4 p.m.
This event is part of a 7th grade project focused on increasing native plants in our local ecosystem. Students have worked hard to choose plants that grow well in the Pacific Northwest.
The sale will take place in the grassy area in front of Discovery, right near Odyssey. If the weather's bad, look for them in the covered outdoor learning area by the gym.
All the money raised will go to Columbia Riverkeep, a group that protects the Columbia River, fights pollution, and helps keep our water clean and safe for people and wildlife.
So when you buy a plant, you're not just making your garden look great, you're helping the planet and supporting a cause that matters.
What makes the Columbia River special is the size and scope of the basin, the abundant salmon runs that it supports, and all of the different lives and cultures and communities that the river touches and that make up the place that we call the Columbia River.
We work in solidarity with tribes and we unite communities up and down the Columbia to fight for justice, for climate justice, for environmental justice, for clean water, for abundant fish and wildlife, and a river that sustains everyone who relies on it.
We use law and science and community activism to help keep the water clean so that people can enjoy this beautiful place. It faces a lot of challenges: dams, pollution, fossil fuel export proposals.
It's also the home to the most toxic and radioactive place in America, the Hanford nuclear site. That's why Columbia Riverkeeper works in solidarity with tribes, in particular Yakima Nation.
Being able to get on the river and have people think about the decisions of past and present is a really big component of anticipatory learning, which is definitely a tribal structure of learning. So I'm glad that we're able to partner with the tribe. This whole process of restoration of Hanford area, that work's going to continue after we're gone. So we have to make sure that the next generation knows to speak for these resources.
It's been really inspiring to see tribes and NGOs and local communities come together time after time, stand up and say, this is not the kind of economic development that we want in our communities. This is not the kind of climate pollution that we want to participate in. This is not the kind of threats that we want to subject our river to.
When we come together and fight locally for climate action, for clean water, we've seen time and time again, we can make a real difference for generations to come.
We all have a stake in water quality. We all have a stake in making this river, a livable, enjoyable, abundant place.
People come to Columbia Riverkeeper because it's a place where you can make a difference, where you can find hope and inspiration, where you can find other people who have a passion for clean water, for environmental justice, and for climate action.
The Odyssey Lost and Found is in the Penny Arcade. The Discovery Lost and Found is behind the Learning
I'm
Stairs.
Lucas and I'm here at Discovery Lost and Found. Make sure to check here because they could be donating your stuff pretty soon. And a lot of people's stuff is here, like sweaters, jackets, and lunch boxes and water bottles. Make sure you check here before 1 week before spring break because that's when they're going to start donating your stuff. And also make sure to go to the Odyssey Lost and Found because that's probably where most of your stuff is. But Discovery Lost and Found is mostly high schooler stuff and some stuff you've lost during electives and lunchtime. Thank you for listening to me.
There are 2 days each year that have equal hours of daylight and nighttime. One marks the first day of fall in September, and the other occurs 6 months later in March. That's when spring officially begins.
Around the world, people celebrate, like India's Holi, the Festival of Colors, and festivals in Mexico at the Pyramid of the Sun. Here in the Pacific Northwest, you might notice cherry blossoms starting to bloom, frogs croaking in the ponds, and birds like robins and swallows returning to the skies, all signs that spring is here.
More sunshine, warmer weather, we're all in for that this spring break.
This week's teacher spotlight is Mr. Schaff, our design teacher. Let's take a look at his classroom. Mr. Schaff is an amazing and nice teacher.
Quick reminders before we go.
Stop by the library before break, support the native plant sale, and donate to the Toys for Miles toy drive.
And whatever your plans, make some amazing spring break memories.
No matter what you do, make it a great story.
See you next time on Odd TV.
My plans are to just stay home and relax and take a little break.
What are your plans?
I am going to San Diego to visit my son who lives there and hopefully get some nice beach weather.
Jealous.
For spring break, I am probably going to do nothing or go to a lake.
So my sister has to go to a gymnastics meet with my mom, and I'm probably just gonna stay at my house because I'm so emotionally exhausted that, yes!
I'm going to Canada.
I'm going to Hawaii with my friend, and we're going to go to a resort and go to the beach. So it's going to be super fun. I'm excited.
I'm so jealous. Enjoy the sunshine.
Thank you.
My plans for spring break are to stay home and do nothing.
I'm going to the Big Island in Hawaii, and I don't really know anything else.
All right, enjoy.
I'm going to Sun River. No plans.
I gotta finish this.
I don't know.
I'm gonna be working on the yearbook.
And how is that going for you?
It's going great.
We look forward to seeing it. Thank
I'm
you.
going to Washington, D.C. to visit my cousins.
Nice.
I'm going to California to work with baby animals on a farm.
I'm gonna read a lot of books on my couch. Our spring break, we're gonna me and my whole family are gonna go down to Arizona